All right. Let's see. Oh, I got a tweet that we're live real quick. For everyone who's watching the VOD from this, I will make sure after stream I put the timestamp when games start. Because we are just starting. We are just starting. Or at least the tournament should be starting here soon. Let's see. Here. I need to put them. Let's see. Get this link. YouTube, Twitch. Apologies, chat. Before the stream, I was busy playing Riftbound. Learning how to play that. Post all. There we go. Yo, what up, Merc? How are you, friend? Merc, we're playing on Saturday. We're hosting here on the channel the local tournament here, and it is an unbanned format. So Kabaji is legal. Do you think Nami wins? Everything is unbanned. Everything. But I hope you're having a good day. Thanks for coming in. I really just need this link to post in Discord because I'm not logged in on this computer to Discord. Let's see. Do that. Twitch.tv/Atrocious Jake. Select all, copy. Let's see. Yo, what up, Code Red Pirate? Kabaji mid? No way. He's crazy. Didn't they ban Kabaji before he even came out? Or no. They banned it before OP03 Nami came out, right? Because I don't think Nami ever had Kabaji ever. I don't know if there's one person that I know who would play it. I don't know if he's coming in. Say that again. Yeah, I was gonna wait. They banned it before it came out in English. Ah, so yeah, Kabaji's broken. Kabaji is broken. All right, there we go. I've posted everywhere. Think Boatbeard or Red Purple Law strongest decks in unbanned format? I don't know. Like, I mean, I really think Red Purple Law is scary. 100%. I think the two best decks are Red Purple Law and Sakazuki. Yo, what's up, Arcstrider? I mean, I don't know if I fully agree that Blue Purple Luffy, the leader, should be banned, but I think that's what they're going to do, personally. I don't agree with it, but I think that's what they're going to do. I think it's either going to be the leader or Nine Mom. Because Nine Mom, even though like Purple Katakuri and Purple Yellow Pudding could play that card, they don't. So like the only other deck that you're hurting, I guess, is OP05 Purple Luffy, but he's also kind of abusing that card. So it's like, I don't know. That's my personal opinion, though. I think they're also going to ban Hody Jones. But I've talked about that a lot. I think they're banning Hody Jones. I think it's time. Time for the man to go. Okay. Perfect. I thought I had the wrong stream pulled up. for YouTube because I made not only this stream earlier, but I made the unbanned tournament stream earlier, and I thought I was streaming on that at first. Only hitting your Sanji combo 2 of the games you survived to 10 Dawn, then just farmed hand size. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just like, the leader effect is just so good. It's so good. And even if you only just play the 9 Linlin and not a Sanji Linlin combo, I mean, it's still super good because you get to draw 2 every turn and you can manipulate what is in your life through the 9 Mom effect. Ban 9 Mom for sure. I wouldn't be mad at that, to be honest. I'd be pretty okay with it. I'd be pretty all right with it. Alejandro, you think they're going to do that as well? Stop with the Hody Jones propaganda. I'm serious. Like, I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do it. It would make sense. I don't want them to do it. Let me just put that out there. But I just think they are going to do it. See, but I don't think they're going to errata it. Because they haven't really errated anything yet, except if it's mistranslated, right? They've never, at least to my knowledge, they've never errated something for changing it for the health of the game. So I don't see them doing that now. No, Kai said that he dropped the 8-drop Katakuri, I thought. I thought he dropped the 8 drop, not the 9 drop. I could be wrong about that. It was a couple days ago that I watched that video. But I do agree that the deck is just crazy. Like, even if you don't have either one of those cards, it's still pretty good. It's still pretty doggone good. Now, is it like BDIF level? I'm not sure, but no, I think locking it to Fishman would be pretty beneficial to the game, but I don't think they'll do it. If they didn't do it for Gecko, 8-cost Gecko, they won't do it for Hody. That's my opinion. Yo, what's up? Limes? Yeah, he was playing no 8-cost. He was playing no 8-cost. He was still playing 9 Mom, just no 8-cost. Pairings just got put up, chat. I really liked the other week when we watched Jinbei on the local tournament. I liked that. It was really fun. We got a couple people in here, chat. I think it's going to be 3, maybe 4 rounds. All right. Who's at the table? I think Daniel's at one of them on the right side. He's probably playing Luchi. I don't see him playing anything else. I don't know who the other person is. I can't tell from here. Yeah, that was definitely Daniel. Ooh, that's a cool deck box on the left side, though. I know that there's an Arlong in here today. Oh, is that Eric? Ooh, looks like blue-purple Luffy. Blue-purple Luffy versus Rob Luchi, chat. Daniel's always there. I know. I think since we started doing these local tournaments, I think Daniel has the most appearances at table 1. I think he's got the most. But hey, he's pretty good, though. He's had several tops. He's pretty good. You created a Luchi deck this month and it won't be playable in April next year? Wait, that's like you still have like 8 months though. What do you mean? Chad, I wouldn't worry about rotation until like January, February at the earliest. He's the GOAT. Yeah, he's the Luchi GOAT. Best Luchi in Vegas. So it looks like both players opting for a mulligan on this. I think that this matchup is pretty 50-50, but I think Rob Luchi, once they get their Exodias of 2 10-drop Kuzans, it's game over. Even 1 10-drop Kuzan is pretty disastrous. Like the more 10-drop Kuzans that they see, the more likely they are going to win. Like it doesn't matter how many 9-drop Sanji Linlin combos happen in the game. It's how many 10-drop Kuzans does Rob Luchi have? That's like what this matchup goes down to, I feel like. They're going to do a repair, I think, chat. I think someone just came in. They're doing a repair. Holy moly, that's a terrible hand. Blue Purple Luffy with the repair, absolutely dodging it. Oh, yeah, Alondro. It is definitely... oh, my gosh, this hand is terrible. It's still viable in OP12. It's still viable in OP12. And I also think that it's going to dodge the ban list. So I think that Rob Luchi is in a pretty good spot until rotation in 8 months. But yeah, you shouldn't think about rotation until at least 2025. Yeah, that yo, what up, Noble Asta? Noble Asta, how you been enjoying the content grind? Love watching the videos. Yeah, there's new pairings, Chad. New pairings. We got to repair. Don't worry. We don't have to watch that atrocious hand. That game. Dodged, chat. Dodged. Chad, this is a good time to tell you, as I'm getting ready, as we're waiting on the repair table, I got to pull it up real quick. Let's see. Chat, this is a good time to tell you that on Saturday, Chad, on the YouTube channel, Saturday night, we are hosting a tournament here at the Card Shop Tier 1 Trading Cards where we are unbanning everything. We are unbanning everything. Sakazuki is legal. Moby Dick is legal. Impact is legal. Gecko Moria is legal. We're going to stream it here on the channel. So make sure to tune in on Saturday. You can go ahead already, chat, if you want, and you can hit this notify me button on the channel, and it'll remind you when we're about to go live. Oh, whose mat is this? This is a custom ace mat. Oh my gosh, Noble Asta. I hope the surgery is good. But yeah, I totally feel that. Like, I try to do that. I try to bulk up content for, like, vacations and stuff when I travel. Sometimes it works well. Sometimes it doesn't. Scared of Nami? I know, like, Kabaji? Like, even with Sakazuki or Red Purple Law, I'm still like, would Kabaji still, like, be pretty good for Nami, like, in those matchups, right? Ooh, are we playing against Shanks? Or are we playing against Ace? Is this Ace? Ooh, versus Gecko. Wow. Chad, this matchup is way crazier. Was that a Monet? Where's his leader, chat? Where's his leader? I know a lot of our locals here, some of them who are not in the Treasure Cups next weekend, have just been kind of playing some fun decks. Like Ruben here on the right side playing the Gecko. Yeah, unbanned. Everything's unbanned. Moby Dick in Whitebeard's unbanned. Sakazuki is unbanned. Great Eruption is unbanned. Ennis Lobby unbanned. It's going to be a crazy tournament. I'm really curious to see what is like the best. I know we've got some people. I think there's at least like 10 people interested in playing. There might be some other people that just come in to like play. But I know I think about at least 10 people that have been practicing like the format. So it should be really cool. I think Red Purple Law is going to win it, but I think it would be cool if Nami plays and wins. But there's only one person that I know that would play Nami. All right, so it looked like Gecko wins the coin flip. What's the leader? I assume it's Ace because of all the Ace stuff. They got Ace Dawn sleeves. Yeah, here we go, chat. Here we go. So Ace, if you do not know, while attacking or defending, they can pitch events from hand for an extra 1,000 counter. So we'll see how this matchup goes. Looks like they have a couple events in hand. They got Flame Emperor, Fire Fist, Bad Manners. End up putting it away. The Gecko hand is a little bit closer. Ends up keeping it. I got to pull out Eggman. I got to pull out Eggman events. To pull up the... I really just need to pull up the different events. I think I'm pretty good on like anything else. Yeah, like if for anyone who's in here that does not know how strong Red Purple Law was with Black Maria, because we didn't play it out here in the West, just go on my YouTube channel and type OP08 and watch all of those Red Purple Law videos. It was so good. All right, chat. Gecko looks like they're ending up going first, playing a 1 for the Sindri. So the Sindri, a perfect 1 Dawn play going first for the Gecko. Doesn't really have anything great in that trash. You have to trash the top 5. Only a Ryuma, I think, in there in terms of Thriller Bark pirate type characters that he can bring back through his leader effect. Definitely not. You had a great start with the Sindri, but not great for the for everything else. The Ace is going to play a Monet. So the Monet going to be really nice for minusing and also reutilizing Dawn could be really cool. If he's got an Absalom that is either in hand or in trash, going to be able to pop the Monet on the leader effect. Because he does have to mill 2, I think, right? Off of leader effect. Looks like he's got a Brook in hand. Doesn't have any other sort of minusing, but might just be nice to establish the Brook. But instead, just goes ahead with the leader effect. There is going to go ahead, play the Ryuma down. The Ryuma, not a threat to kill, but is going to play that guy down onto the field. Is thinking about maybe the Perona instead, but ends up just going with the Ryuma and passes after the Ace takes the life, right? Didn't want to counter. Technically, you're supposed to finish the leader effect and then decide if you want to counter or take the life, but just kind of skipping a step. So ends up swinging 5, and the Gecko takes it, and now at 4 done. We'll see what he plays down. Looks like going to play the Sanji for 3 and pass off the turn. So Sanji going to be a nice card to establish, right? Especially if it does get KO'd. Going to go ahead and draw a card off that. So the Ryuma, right? The Ryuma is going to swing 7,000 power now on the double attack. And so the Bad Manners Kick Horse Monet is going to be nice to get that card out of here or be able to starve off that double attack. And so the Gecko just swinging a bare 5. The Ace is going to take it and playing down the 4-drop Kuzan. 4-drop Kuzan is going to be nice, right? To be able to get rid of bodies, right? Especially on these bigger turns with that -4 when attacking. And so now at a 6 on turn, we'll see if he plays something like is it Fire Fist? I think it's called that 3-drop event if he's got it in hand. We know he's got an unblockable Rush Luffy, and it looks like he's just playing that really on curve. Only 1 Dawn left. right? Should have only one active Dawn. Still has the rush, though. I think he's going to try to get rid of this Ryuma right now. Maybe swing 7 at it. Would force a 2K out of hand from the Gecko. But first, going to be doing the Monet effect to attach 2 Dawn to the Sanji and minus 1,000 somewhere. And so is going to minus 1,000 the Ryuma. The Sanji now with the 2 Dawn attached 8,000 as a character. So is probably going to be able to get rid of this Ryuma in total right now, right? Has no active Dawn. So now is going to swing 8,000 at it. We'll see if the Gecko gives up cards in the hand for this. But no, is just going to let it go, right? Would have to starve off an 8,000 power swing and a 7,000 power swing. And now swings with lead, right? The lead is just going to be a 1K Manchury to get out of that. And now the 7,000 power swing just going to be on the offensive, right? Gecko taking that life. We see a Cerberus put in hand, 2-drop blocker. So now on a 7 Dawn turn, does have that Kuzan for the -4, right? And so is going to go ahead, swing 5 at the Monet, minusing the Luffy by 5 to put it at a 1 cost. If they have another Brook in hand, right, they're going to be able to KO it, which is nice. Does have that Rebecca, right? Rebecca would be able to bring back the Brook and play it down onto the field. Then maybe use leader to swing at this Sanji to clear board entirely, control the board a little bit. So is going to go ahead, swing 6 at that Sanji, use the leader effect to pitch the Cerberus. Does have to mill the 2, and we'll see what body he puts on the field. Could be like Perona, right? Or maybe Dr. Hogback. Or maybe is just pressuring with the Ryuma. So is just going to pressure with the Ryuma, right? With that double attack. And so that swing into Sanji gets the KO. The ace draws the card. And so is thinking about playing that Rebecca. Yeah, Rebecca with that Luffy being at a 1 cost is just going to get the Brook and clear that Luffy. Definitely as red decks, right? You don't really like seeing black because it is just your board gets removed instantly and you run out of gas, it seems like. So kind of what's happening right now, but there's still plenty of time in the game, right? Ace still at 3 life and the Gecko, I believe, still at 3 life as well. We know that there's cards like Flame Emperor in the ace, which could be super impactful in this game, especially when trying to dwindle down the Gecko. So ace now at 8 Dawn, I believe. 8 Dawn right now. We'll see if they have something like the 7-drop ace, right, from OP11 to be able to minus power somewhere like that Brook and Kuzan and maybe take some knockouts or maybe set up like another play. The good thing about what you've got against you on the board right now is that these bodies aren't very big. So especially if you do a Fire Fist, right, being able to KO a 5,000 power and a 4,000 power, you could go ahead and get rid of both the Kuzan and the Brook at the same time, right? Because that Brook being a 4,000 power character and the Kuzan being a 5. And you would really just have to worry about the Ryuma, I think, on the field and the leader swing. I think he's got a Flame Emperor in hand, though, at this point. Flame Emperor, right, would be able to KO a body on the field, right, 8,000 power or less, and give a little bit of power to the what's his name, the ace leader, right, along with the double attack. But you really want to save Flame Emperor for like when you're trying to go at the hand. So does end up playing that 7-drop ace, still has one Dawn left, is going to minus the Kuzan and the Brook, I believe. And so goes ahead, swing 6 at the 2. Or should be a 3, I think. So I think the Gecko right now, just trying to think about how they want to block. If they want to block for the Kuzan or if they want to block for the Brook. And it looks like blocking for the Kuzan right there. that ace, whatever they decide to swing at body-wise, probably going to take a knockout, right? Swinging at that Kuzan, and we see a pass on the turn. No Dawn up, right? So the only kind of counter is from the hand in terms of events. Well, actually, any event could be a 1K now that I remember what Ace's leader effect does, as the Gecko goes to 9. So Gecko on a 9 Dawn turn still has that Brook, right? So has the potential to get rid of maybe this ace on the field. This is not the protection ace that we know of from the Whitebeard Pirates starter deck, but it's just going to start out with the 5K swing, right? Try to dwindle the hand down for this Ryuma, 6,000 power double attack. And so it's going to be up to the ace of whether or not he wants to give up a 2K for this. I think we see a Roger in the hand and is going to go ahead and take it. I'm sorry. The double attack is only Dawn times 1. I forgot about that. So that's something good to know. Just a regular 6,000 power swing, and the Stussy getting rid of the ace, right? If you trash one of your characters on field outside of Stussy, you can KO a character on your opponent's side. So using that Stussy effect. The ace now at 9. Wait, 9 should be at 10 Dawn? I think he should be at 10. Yeah, it should be at 10. Yeah. There we go. So has a couple things in hand, right? I think we see a 2K Hongo and Sanji in there, as well as the Flame Emperor and Fire Fist. So is going to go ahead, Flame Emperor, get rid of that Ryuma. It's plus 3,000, I believe, to the ace, and he gets double attack. So might just try to go in now and swing big for the fences to get those two, but ends up playing the fiery doll, I believe, to go ahead and minus and swing at life, right? Gets that double attack and now passes off the turn with 1 Dawn up, right? A Radical Beam, now that he is at 2 life or less, could be in the hand right now, especially on the counter. And the Gecko really has to think about, especially with the potential rush characters, what this ace can do in the next turn. Thankfully, he is at 1 life, right? So it's not like what was I going to say? It's not like a Flame Emperor, right? Double attack would lose him the game right now. But this ace still needs to hold on a little bit longer. So on the 6,000 power attack, uses the 2K. So still 8 Dawn left for this Gecko. Can't play an 8-drop Gecko because that card is banned. Not legal until Saturday for our banned tournament, or our unbanned tournament, I guess I should say. Is going to use leader effect on this 7,000 power swing. Pitch the Hina, mill 2 cards. There's a 1-legged toy soldier and another Stussy. Is going to bring back a Hogback. So the Dr. Hogback, if he puts a couple cards back to the bottom of the deck, is going to be able to grab a Thriller Bark Pirate type character, and so puts back that Stussy and Tempest Kick, and is going to go ahead and grab the Sindri in the hand. Likely just a 2K to be able to get the ace. Takes the life, and now plenty. I think 4 Dawn left maybe for a Rebecca on this. Yo, Victor, thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate that. I try my best on the commentary. No, Raphael. Double attack only takes life that's on the field for the double attack. So if he had 2 life, right, he would have to take 2 of them. But you can't get lethal on a double attack swing, right? You can't go from 1 to lethal hit. If they're at 0 and you swing double attack at life, you can win the game that way. But if they're at 1 life, double attack really doesn't work at all. So gets the Rebecca and the 1-legged toy soldier. The 1-legged toy soldier probably for any potential like 9-drop Whitebeard that may come out onto the field, right? Especially with 1-legged toy soldier and Brook and maybe some other minus effects that they have. They might be able to get rid of a 9-drop Whitebeard and control this board a little bit more if they can. So we'll see if the ace has anything up their sleeve. We know 10 cost Roger is something that can come down right. Especially the Gecko player might be thinking about Roger at this point, right? So if the ace decides to swing and the Gecko for some reason would take the life, then the Roger would probably go in and get the win. But as the Gecko player, right, facing against a red deck, you're probably thinking about Roger, especially if it's only a 5K swing. Hunter, it's in the mail. It's in the mail. Trust. And so is just going to Flame Emperor once again get rid of the Dr. Hogback. So plus 3,000 to the ace and 3 Dawn left as active. May just try to go in and force this block at this point, or maybe go in at this Brook. Either way would probably prompt a block. Maybe leave some Dawn up for potential Radical Beam, something like that. So the ace being an 8,000 power leader right now. Still, if you do not remember, can pitch some of the other events in hand as counter power or attack power if they want. So just because they maybe have a ton of events in hand does not mean that they're dead cards on the defense. Oh, we just put table 1 up, Victor. It's the easiest to just put table 1 on stream. Because especially after like the first round, table 1 is always an undefeated player or undefeated set of players. So now swings 10,000 at the Brook, passes off the turn with 1 up, continuing to feint the Radical Beam. No characters on field, right? And especially with the Stussy and Gecko, he's got to really just depend on 3 swings at the most. And especially with a potential Radical Beam, can he actually get this knockout? And so starts out maybe with a Stussy swing, right? The Stussy swing is nice because you kind of like try to figure out what your opponent is going to do off of that, right? You can kind of react. You don't have to commit any Dawn or anything like that. You're just doing a bare swing. So the ace going in is thinking about just dropping a bunch of counter off of that to get out of the attack. I think it was 3 2Ks right there to get out of the attack. And so now a 7,000 power swing from the Brook is going to go ahead and take the life. Looks like it's just a 2K, and the swing here does not have enough. The Gecko winning that match and pointing right at that Goldie. Roger said, I knew you had that, Roger, right there. I was very afraid of it. So the Fiery Doll, very cool card, I think, in this deck. But Gecko coming away with it, controlling that match. Yeah, well played by the Gecko. The Gecko player on the right side is a very experienced Gecko player. He's played Gecko a ton. I think one of his best finishes in One Piece was from the Gecko deck. He absolutely loves it. It's his favorite deck. Yo, what up, Saucy Wings? Thanks for following, by the way. How are you? No, actually, you're not allowed on the podcast, Hunter. Oh, Miss L, what's going on? This tournament is our local tournament here at the Tier 1 trading card shop here in Las Vegas. The place that houses our studio where we can stream content, right, and create content. This is their local tournament that they got today. And chat, don't forget that we are also, oops, that's not the right screen. Don't forget that we are also hosting their unbanned tournament, right? On Saturday, we are going to be streaming a tournament here at the shop where every single card ever printed in the One Piece trading card game is legal. Moby Dick coming back, Kabaji coming back, Impact coming back, Sakazuki, Red Purple Law, 8-cost Gecko Moria, the whole shtick, right? They're all coming back for this tournament on Saturday. So make sure you tune in. So the PC is fixed, Hunter. The PC is fixed, but I don't use it as much because most of the work I do for content is here. Oh, I appreciate it, Saucy Wings. Yeah, I'm glad you came back. Yeah, it's cool. We stream these local tournaments every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, because that's when the local shop hosts One Piece tournaments. And so we host them every single Tuesday, Thursday night, chat. So if you want to have a regular Tuesday, Thursday night show to watch, come watch our locals, and I'll commentate it. I think red purple law would be good in a blue purple Luffy meta. I think it could. Well, actually, I've watched some videos of red purple law playing against blue purple Luffy, and blue purple Luffy smacks it. Because like the bodies just get too big, right? And you don't have enough power minusing effects, especially when they like Sanji Linlin remove something off your board and have two 9,000 power bodies on the field. You just don't like have enough. Oh, nice saucy wings. Yeah, starter deck 28 is cool. That's the Yamato one, right? Yeah. The best thing that I recommend is attend locals, right? Play the online simulator. If you need help getting the online simulator, you can we can help you in the Discord, download it, and then just play. That's the best way to learn, in my opinion. Yeah, I know. I wish we had starter deck 22 already. I wish we had starter deck 22, so then we could play like not only so then like Blue Yellow Nami can have the Odin, right, to make it its premier version, in my opinion, but also so we could just have it. Because I've watched some Japanese games with the Whitebeard Ace leader from Starter Deck 22, and I think it's cool. I know. You almost lost to Roger, though. Oh, yeah. I think Anel is it gets better in OP12, but not necessarily because it gets a ton of buffs, more so because it will dodge the ban list. And I think the ban list will be beneficial to it because I think they're going to hit blue purple Luffy, right, which I think is a problem for an L. And so I think Brandon and Nell gets better in OP12 just simply because of the ban list. I think it's a fine spot. And I think it's one of those decks too that like especially if you're planning on playing in like Dallas, right, at Nationals or the LCQ or something, I think Anel is honestly kind of a fine choice because nobody expects Anel, right? And I feel like a lot of times when nobody expects Anel, people don't know how to play against it. People play against it wrong, right, because they haven't practiced the matchup. So you can go some deep rounds with it. I mean, I lost the one in Vegas, and I did not practice against it. And I think the guy got top 64 that beat me. I think so. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. I mean, you have like some auto losses and some things outside of your control, which you're like, okay, but with your removal potential, right, with like Gadatsu and Nami and stuff like that, and Yamato, you can do some damage. I played against a little bit of an L today. I played against it with Blue Kuzan and Rosinante. And I split it 50-50. I split it 50-50, both sides. My pet deck is Rosinante, green blue Rosinante Victor. That's my pet deck. I love that deck. I think it's so fun. I think it's so cool to have a leader that has blocker on it, kind of like some uniqueness to it. Also, Dono, thank you so much for the follow, by the way, over on Twitch. But the testing's going all right. I'm going to be doing a stream, at least one stream, maybe a couple more with some testing of Rosie. Cuz like the Treasure Cups next weekend, I'm going to play in that, and it's pretty much the same deck list. So like I don't get any Rayleigh testing or I don't get any Green Zoro testing in that tournament, but I will get some good testing against like blue purple Luffy, green purple Luffy, regular purple Luffy. Some good matchups. Yeah, I think the Kuma is really good in the in an L. I think it's definitely like the guy, one of the guys that I know that plays an L. One of the guys that I know who's playing an L in 12, he is playing 4 of the Kumas. AXUYS. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you so much for the follow over on Twitch. Thank you, friend. Hope you're having a good day. Second round is paired chat, so we should be getting a match here shortly. I don't know how everybody else did, so I don't know who's at the stream table. But chat, tomorrow there will be a YouTube video on the channel. If you do not know, members can watch it now, but if you're not a channel member, you're going to have to wait until 7 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. I don't have a thumbnail for it, but I made a video ranking rogue decks in OP12. I don't want to talk about the meta. I don't want to talk about like what I don't want to talk about the OP12 meta, like what I think is going to be good out here in the West, because there's a ban list potentially coming for OP12. So I want to get confirmation on if the ban list is coming in the West or not. So I decided to have a little bit of fun and talk about the rogue decks, right? So that is a video coming out tomorrow that you can watch on the channel, 7 a.m. Pacific time. Ooh, looks like Luchi is there. How many rounds today? It's either going to be 3 or 4, I think, depending on the pair down. It's either going to be 3 or 4. I think it's going to be, I think it's potentially 4. Axios. Thank you. I'll try to remember that, my friend. Still need to get on to watching my videos, Hunter. You call yourself a fan of the channel and you haven't watched the video that's 2 days old yet? When are we filming the first podcast episode? I have had a podcast in mind for a couple months now. Not the one that I tweeted about the other night. I've had a different one in mind for the last couple months. And I think I'm almost ready to get it going. Yo, that's awesome, Brandon. I have Reiju always built. Reiju's one of the decks that I always have built. Yo, appreciate it. That's like the beginning of the channel. That's crazy. Oh, yeah, it's Gecko versus Luchi, chat. Who's got the better removal? I will say, though, in terms of the removal versus removal battle, Gecko, at least, has the ability to swarm the board with its leader effect, right? Cheat out bodies. And it's going to be up to Rob Luchi, potentially, to get all of them removed, right? 10-drop Kuzan probably being a huge factor in this matchup. Yeah, I will say, with last round watching the Ryumas, might not be as heavy on removal as you're saying, Limes. Do you think the Reiju will implement the new blocker from OP12? I don't think so. I don't think the Reijus that I've seen in OP12 in the East have that in the deck, because you just don't play enough events. You know? Like, that Reiju is built for Sanji. This is our local tournament, Izzy. This is the local Tier 1 Las Vegas tournament every Tuesday, Thursday at this time. We stream the tournament here on the channel, unless said otherwise. Like, I don't know if we'll be able to do it next Tuesday, because might be going to a baseball game. But every Tuesday, Thursday, you can expect watching this tournament. Yo, what up, Knights? Oh, nice. I think the game is really fun. I mean, so here's some lore, chat, for any of you who don't know. I don't know anything about One Piece. I've not I have not caught up. I've started watching the anime since playing One Piece, but I started playing this game because I thought this game was fun. I didn't start playing this game because I like One Piece. I like One Piece because I like this card game. So I think it's really fun and I think it's a good game. No, I'm not going to the Demon Slayer Dodgers game. No. I think that's cool though. I think the Demon Slayer Dodgers game is cool. I like that they're doing another anime IP game, but the Gecko using a Sindri has a little bit better of a Sindri, but is doing 2 Tempest kicks on there. Does find 2 Pironas to maybe use on the next turn through leader effect, but 2 for 2 on Sindri is not being ideal. Oh my gosh, I love Blue Purple Sanji. I've had so much fun. I have a video coming out soon of Blue Purple Sanji that is so good. The Luchi accidentally using leader effect. Remember, Chad, going second on your first turn, you can't swing. Don't forget. Zoro's been running Paradise Fall. It's not all of them, but some of them do. Some of them do. You can watch our videos on the channel. For anyone who doesn't believe me. But how you doing, Can't Stop Games? I hope you're having a good day. Thanks for coming in and trying to one guy. Willy Wonk. Thanks for also following on Twitch. And Can't Stop Games, also thank you so much for following. All right, chat. So after playing the one-legged toy soldier, the Perona is going to come down. Just on leader effect, playing the Absalom. That's what they wanted to do. The Absalom to get rid of the one-legged toy soldier. Going to be nice to get rid of that card, right? Because now you don't have that minusing, right, from the one-legged toy soldier to be able to get rid of something on the board. And so just hard playing a Kuzan right now. So if this Gecko can get rid of the Kuzan, it's going to spell very good things. But on 5 Dawn, I'm not sure if you have a really good play for it. So starts out with the Absalom swing right here. Is going to take that life, go down to 3. Does have a Brook in hand. So if they're able to get the minus there, does have a Brook to be able to KO. But what? I think they have to have like a one-legged toy soldier to be able to get rid of this Kuzan, right? So is going to play a one-legged toy soldier, is going to be able to minus down that Kuzan and go ahead, use leader effect, pitching another Absalom from the hand. Absalom going to be really nice to get down on the field. And Gecko really looking good this game so far, right? Controlling both of those bodies on the field, is going to, on the leader swing, use a 2K Dashiki to get out of the attack. Gecko looking good. Oh, Axios, this Gecko player has been a beloved Gecko player for a long time. He's mainly been like testing OP12 the last couple weeks. So for OP11 matches and stuff like that, he's just playing Gecko, having some fun. Yo, last time Noah's Ark's crazy. Oh, you're in here in Vegas as well? Knights, are you part of the Las Vegas One Piece page or Discord server? So the Luchi swinging 5 is going to go ahead mill 2 to -1. The Gecko, I think, still thinking about if they want to counter or not. I don't know if they took the life already. Yeah, just using a Perona 2K to counter out. Does not want to go down to 3. So Rob Luchi at 6 Dawn could go ahead and do a one-legged toy soldier Rebecca play of their own right now, which might be nice. Oh, yeah, Knights. I make the monthly calendar in that Discord server, so check out the Discord server for and the monthly calendar section for the Las Vegas One Piece community to know kind of like who's playing what. And so does have his own one-legged toy soldier and KO combo, right, with the Rebecca, is going to be able to grab back a card, grabs the Laboon because they already had a Brook in hand, and play down the Brook to get rid of the Absalom. So It's going to be up to the Gecko now to maybe get rid of the Brook. Does have the ability to use Absalom, get Absalom back from the trash through leader effect to play out onto the field, but does have to do some cost minusing to be able to do that. And so is just going to go ahead, swing 6. I think maybe swinging at the Brook. Since it is 2,000 power difference, right, it is kind of a tricky situation for this Rob Luchi because it is a lot of counter. It ends up getting that KO. You like that if you're the Gecko player. Plays a 4-drop Kuzan of their own. Does draw a 3-drop Hina. Will be nice later for the cost minusing. But still has 3 Dawn to work with. Could just honestly like use leader effect just to put out a body onto the field. Right? I think kind of like going wide so the Rob Luchi can't handle all the bodies is probably your best interest. So pitches the Hina, sees the Ryuma in there. So the Ryuma might be nice to be able to threaten the double attack, but is thinking about the Dr. Hogback, right? You might want to play Dr. Hogback just to be able to get a 2K or something back into hand, because every time you do use your leader effect, you are pitching 1 card in your hand to be able to use that leader effect. So you're constantly minusing the cards, right? You're kind of losing in the resource war. So ends up getting a Perona back into hand, 4 cards, a nice 2K counter. And with that 6K swing, the Luchi's actually going to take it, put it in hand. So plenty of cards in hand. I feel like that Perona maybe next turn could be nice. Ends up swinging at that Absalom, minusing the Kuzan on this 6K swing, is going to ask for one of those cards in hand, is going to give that 2K Perona that they revealed, and the Jack is going to be able to get rid of that Kuzan Jack. Going to be really nice. Ends up finding a Tenzan. Going to be really good for the next turn. Is thinking about pitching a 4-drop Luchi, I think. So is going to do exactly that and move on to the Gecko's turn. Gecko still has some time, right? Still has 4 life to work with on the 9 Dawn turn. We know that they play Stussy in the deck, right? So a Stussy would be able to KO this Jack, right? Jack, even with the cost buff, will not survive a Stussy effect. So does have to think about that a little bit. Maybe, I don't know if he's got one in hand right now. Looks like he has a Manchury, Brook. So now swinging at lead, might just go ahead. Does he have the Stussy in hand? He does. The Stussy getting rid of the Sindri is going to KO that Jack and pass off the turn. Excellent, excellent stuff going on right now for this Gecko, but still only has 3 cards in hand comparatively to the Luchi's like 6 or 7, I think. Let me catch up on chat while he's thinking. Ooh, yeah, red, green, or yellow, green Yamato. I like Yamato. Exactly, Axios. I like players that really just like love a deck specifically and just play it no matter how good it is in the meta or not. Yeah, Luchi's on the right side. Oh, the alternate. So this Rob Luchi has won a lot of prize money at like regionals and stuff, and like prize cards that he has sold to be able to fund a max rarity or close to max rarity Rob Luchi deck, because he is a huge fan of Rob Luchi. So using the Tempest Kick to -3, the Stussy is going to go ahead, swing 7 at the Hogback, -1 the Stussy to put it down -4 in general. So with 4 is going to play another Rebecca, is going to look ahead to find something, ends up finding a Brook and playing down a Hina to -4 again, and the Brook is going to KO the Stussy. The Rob Luchi looks like stabilizing a little bit at this point, even at 1 life. No 8-drop Geckos in either deck, right? Because that card is banned, but will be unbanned Saturday for the unbanned tournament here on the channel. Is going to have to work through a Rebecca wall at this point. But only 4 cards in hand. Not a lot to work with right now. The Rob Luchi might actually be in favor at this point, because whatever the Gecko does next turn, or this turn, the Rob Luchi could just like play down Tenzon. Or no. Did he pitch Tenzon? There's one in the trash. I can't remember if he has one in the hand still. I have commentated a Core TCG online regional with Eggman before. I have done that. But usually I try to like play in tournaments, so it's a little hard sometimes. But I have done a big tournament before. Yeah, it makes sense, Axios. I mean, there's some expensive cards in the Luchi deck. Like, I mean, this version is high rarity, so it is. But the minimum rarity sometimes is a little expensive. So ends up swinging Absalom. I think it's 6 at... What was it at? Or is Absalom 5,000 power? So minusing the Hina going in and minusing is going to hard play the Brook to be able to minus the Hina and KO the Brook. Now uses leader effect to be able to play probably an Absalom to get rid of both of those bodies, right? That's why the Hina came down early, right? Or got KO'd early. Yeah, even though the Brook and Laboon, I think, were both revealed for PRBO2, they're still like pricey because we don't have PRBO2 yet. Ooh, so the Rob Luchi not doing 10 cost Kuzan this turn. Ends up going -3 to the Absalom. Still has those 2 Rebekahs up. Has not blocked with either of those Rebekahs. But how you doing, Jamie? Isidro, what's going on? Yeah, it's looking a little weird right now for the Gecko. Ends up doing another -3 for the Absalom. Potentially. He's thinking about not doing it, but he ends up doing it. Oh, Absalom is a 5K? That makes sense. I thought for some reason that Absalom was 6. Thank you, Legend. That makes sense why the Laboon was all he needed. Scared of Stussy. Yeah, he might be. He's ending up going to do -3 on the Brook. So now 7K swing. Probably swinging at one of these bodies. I think is going to swing. They need dice. Because I know the Hina and the... There's a lot of things that are minus right now. Like there's the -3 on the Brook, the -3 on the Absalom, the -1 on Hina, I believe. So now using Manchury to get a card back. Looks like 4-drop Rob Luchi, and the 4-drop Rob Luchi is going to get rid of both of those. The leader swing, he blocked the Rebekah on the leader swing. He blocked with Rebekah. So now it's the Gecko's turn. Gecko now at 10. Only 2 cards in hand. The Rob Luchi not thinking about going at life really at all, just thinking about starving the Gecko. Right? Because I mentioned earlier, every time Gecko uses leader effect, he does have to pitch a card in hand. Yeah, this is why we need to use dice. Him KOing the Hina is better? Do you think so? I was going to say, because if he doesn't KO the Hina, right, the Gecko player like can't go Rebekah Hina to -4 something. So it like kind of keeps his... it kind of keeps his board a little bit safer in that sense, right? Because he like can't play the Hina for free. Now the Absalom swinging at the Manchury ends up getting that KO on the Manchury. Now the Hina swinging at life. It's going to be a 5, and he takes it. So now just potentially a 5,000 power swing. Does he have a 10 drop that he can play? Is just going to go ahead, swing 5 at lead. Does have counter in hand. We see a couple different options. So uses a Brook to get out of that. And a Manchury of his own. The Manchury is going to be able to get back a 2K. So now a Kuzan. It looks like he's trying to establish the Kuzan. Maybe trying to threaten these Rebekahs in the next turn. If he doesn't get rid of the Kuzan. Draws 1 off of that. Still 4 Dawn left to be able to work with if he finds like a Rebekah or something off of this. Looks like he has another Manchury in hand and a Who's Who. You could honestly maybe play the Manchury down just to get like another great body in your hand. So yeah, is going to do a double Manchury play. But yes, Brooks would kill the Manchuries. But our Gecko player doesn't have Brooks in hand. Is he grabbing it? No, he's putting back another Kuzan. I don't think he's putting the Kuzan in hand. I think he's taking back a Kuzan. Yeah, he's putting Kuzan and Sindri to the bottom of the deck. Grabbing like Brook or something? Grabbing Rebekah. Okay. Trying to get some value play in the next turn. Because you're not afraid of losing right now if you're Rob Luchi. Or I'm sorry, if you're Gecko. Right? So kind of grabbing Rebekah to set up for the next turn is probably pretty good for your game plan. 2 active Dawn doesn't really mean anything in Gecko, right? No secret 2 counter event. Yo, what up, Andre? Yeah, Daniel's cooking. He's 1-0 right now. And it's pretty interesting in this matchup. So there is still that 4-drop Rob Luchi. Ends up swinging 7 first at the Absalom. I think, yes, minusing the Hina. The Hina now at 2. So now swings the Rob Luchi. Is going to counter with the Who's Who to keep the Hina alive. The Rebekah's going to attack the Manchury. Oh, man, Rebekah's throwing hands right now. Does get that 1 knockout. Uses the Shirahoshi to -4 the Kuzan. And the Rob Luchi is going to KO both the Kuzan and the Manchury. Or wait, actually is going to KO the Kuzan and Hina. I think that's a way better play. So puts back some cards through the 4-drop Luchi. And we pass off to the Gecko. The Gecko is almost out of gas at this point. We know he has a 4-drop Rebekah in hand. Right. That's crazy. Rebekah getting knockouts. But I can get the Gecko's list after this tournament. Rebekah's on fire. Yeah, Gecko getting that new PRBO2 Gecko card. The 8-drop reincarnation. Very cool. That 2 Dawn could be... It could be a Black Vortex, actually, but I don't think you play Black Vortex until OP12. Yeah, once we hit OP12, though, any black deck is viable to play Black Vortex, right? But I don't think you do that until Green Zoro's running around. All right. Let's see if this Manchury swings at the Rebekah. The Manchury almost always probably like gets something for you to play though, right? Oh, no. It's I think it's a 6 or a 7 cost Gecko, but it cheats out a 4 cost character. It's not an 8 cost Gecko, but it's the replacement for 8 cost Gecko because they banned the 8 cost Gecko. It's a pretty interesting card, and I think it's going to be a buff for the Gecko deck. And it's not going to be as popular in every other black deck like the 8-drop Gecko was, I think. That's my opinion, though. So it looks like is going to use the Manchery to put back Manchery and Kuzan. Going to be grabbing a card. Could grab pretty much anything, I think, in here. It's going to grab a 2K Perona. The Perona could go in and -4 something on the field, potentially. Could go like Perona, Rebecca Gecko, like clear something. But still 2 blockers on the field for this Rob Luchi. Oh, is it leader locked? Kind of, Axios. Kind of. Just much more delayed. This reminds me of OP08. We got the Rebecca coming down. It's going to play that Hina and -4 something onto the field. Is going to minus the Rebecca. Interesting. Does not want that Rebecca to restand. So is going to get 3, is going to swing 8,000 power, I think, at lead, and is going to use leader effect to pitch the Brick Ryuma, mill 2 cards, and get something onto the field. The Absalom. The Absalom is going to put 2 cards back, Ryuma and a Rebecca, and is going to clear the Rebecca. So going to be a block on the Shirahoshi, right, for the leader swing, and the Absalom killing the Rebecca. Is just trying to put the Rob Luchi, I think, in a position right now to where getting rid of, like, all the blockers, you'll just swing out with the board next turn. Yeah, Axios. I think you can just focus on the regionals right now. No need to worry about PRBO2. In October, who else is bringing out BY Luffy? Oh yeah, Limes, you're right. With the PRBO2 Gecko, it does give Arrested Dawn to leader. Or characters, I believe. But probably mostly going to be a leader to use leader effect. So, Josh, good question. The card shop is called Tier 1 Las Vegas. And so this is their local tournament. So it's the Tier 1 tournament is what we call it. And so swinging at the Hina does not give up any cards in hand. So now KOs the Manchery. And 4-drop Kuzan comes down. Still no 10-drops on. Does prioritize that card draw to replace itself in the hand. I like that play. And another 4 coming in for a, or 5 coming in for a Sabo. Sabo is going to protect the whole board. I think that's kind of the, well, it's not necessarily the win, but this 7K swing is going to go ahead, take a life. Nothing can be KO'd now against this Gecko. Usually a 1 of in decks. The Sabo. Still at 10 Dawn. I think only 2 cards in hand. Could get mathed out. Yeah, of course, Josh rules. Of course. 7,000 power swing. Is going to block and 2K. Keep the Sabo alive. Still has 1 blocker. Cannot be KO'd. He's going to have to swing with Rebecca and Gecko to be able to claim this win. Swings with Gecko. Wait, there's a 2-card hand. Swing with Rebecca. Swing with Rebecca. But the thing is at this point is like you have to, since Rebecca is 0 and you have 8 Dawn left, right? You would have to like swing 7. And so is going to go ahead, use leader effect on this 9,000 power swing, get a Dr. Hog back. The Dr. Hog back is going to be able to grab a 2K, put it in the hand. So is going to grab the Sindri as the Luchi blocks and a 2-drop Severus. So 2 blockers on the field and 3 life might actually be in a decent position, actually. The Luchi right now needs to -4 on the Kuzan swing and then play a 4-drop. Or play a like 4-drop Rob Luchi, right, to get rid of both of the blockers. This is so fascinating right now, chat. So is going to swing at the Absalom, I think, in -4 the Dr. Hogback. So focusing on the bodies that can swing is going to get that knockout. That's a great free knockout for you, especially after you -4 the hog back. Could you just like swing with the Luchis? Swing with the Luchis, threaten another swing with the Sabo potentially. And I was going to say 10-drop Kuzan, but he's not going for that. So is going to go ahead and swing and minus the Cerebus. Now the Rob Luchi swing, 7,000 power. Is going to take that one too. Is really going to force the double KO. 8,000 power. Is going to take this one. Is he going to swing 6 Dawn on the Sabo? Will he go for it? No, is going to go for the Brook. The Brook is going to take the KO on the Dr. Hogback and pass off the turn. Or no, I think he dropped some cards. So yeah, you should have 3 Dawn left, I believe. And it's going to play over the Rob Luchi, play a Barto. There's a blocker of his own. 2 blockers, but they're not protected right now. But with a Cerberus and a Rebecca, gonna need some sauce to be able to claim this game. So a Tempest Kick is a good start, right? Is going to draw 1. Is that a Kobe in hand? Was that a championship Kobe? Is going to -3 the Sabo. 2 Dawn on the Gecko. Is going to go ahead, swing 7,000 power. Is going to use leader effect. Oh, it's a Sakazuki alternate art. What's he going to pitch? What's he going to pitch? He's got to pitch something. And I think making sure he has the Absalom in trash. So is going to go ahead, Kuzan Sakazuki, get the Absalom out to pop the Sabo and block with the Barto. And now Cerberus going in for the win. Gecko gets the win. It's 2-0. The Cerberus coming in with the final swing. Holy smokes. That was crazy, chat. Oh my goodness. I'm going to put that game on YouTube. What the heck? That was nuts. Holy moly, chat. Gecko 2-0 right now in the tournament. That was wild. Yo, Willie, I agree. Insane game. Super, what's going on? I need to reread the 4-drop Kobe, but I believe I remember reading it and being like, this is a good card. Blocker swing for the win. No. He's 2-0 right now. He's 2-0. That was round 2. I think he'll be on the table for the next game. Oh, yeah. I think the 5-cost yellow ace is going to be good in blue yellow ace and BY Luffy. Yeah, I think Axios, you can like wait to play Teach until 12. So you don't have to play against all the Bettys. Because Betty will die in 12. You want to play Carrot? I think Carrot's really cool. I think Carrot's a really cool deck. Knights. I want to play around with it. Well, he did have a Jack in the game, Jamie. It just got stussied. That was crazy. Good job, Gecko. Claps in the chat. That'll buff up his ego. That'll buff up his ego. For sure. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Arcstrider. 1k on opponent's turn if the leader is Navy, then when attacking, KO your opponent's character with a base of 3,000 power or less if you have 5 or less cards. Yeah, it's like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Like there's so much text. Yeah, blue purple Luffy is definitely a problem deck. But maybe in 12 they banned blue purple Luffy, so open the floodgates to whatever deck you want to play, right? It's honestly probably not like too bad of a deck to play, right? Because you don't play Laboon, you play Brooks. And your top end is like the 6 cost Sakazuki and Stussy. Why teach an OP12? Well, like you're slowly getting like new pieces, but the meta adjusts to where like it's a pretty good. It's like a top deck, or it's in a. It's I mean it's always been a top deck, but like it's in a much more favorable position because stuff like Rayleigh, stuff like Zoro, gatekeep all the random like aggro decks that beat you, right? So that's why Teach is a better position in 12, in my opinion. I really like Silver's Rayleigh in 12. I think it's the premier aggro deck. Like it's the best aggressive deck. Jack, you're fired. Yeah, the Stussy was huge. I think in that game, even though it got removed like immediately, I think it was a big deal because it's really the only way that Gecko can remove that card. And so, like, any time that the Rob Luchi plays down 10 drop Kuzan or 7 cost Jack, like the Gecko has to is that a Rent a Girlfriend deck box? The Gecko has to play Stussy. Oh, this is Eric, I think. I think this is Eric. Do we already have the next round? Ooh, Teach. This is going to be an interesting matchup, chat, I think. This is going to be an interesting one. Because I think because like Gecko can still cheat out their bodies even though they don't get on play effects. So it's going to be up to Teach to remove all of those bodies, especially like the Ryuma double attack. I think that could be really influential. I think 4 cost Black Hole, if he's playing it, is going to be really influential in this matchup. I see the guy on the right. It's a fellow man of culture. Hey, I also, well, I don't know if I should say that I enjoy Rent a Girlfriend. I watch it and I read it because I've been in here for so long. I've been consuming the series for so long that I just feel like I have to keep going, you know. Yeah, Gecko needs to play all their Ryumas for sure. And the Ryuma needs to stay on the field against like Black Hole. You don't have to finish it? No, I will. I'm a completionist. Every series that I watch, I have to finish. Except if it's like there's one anime this season, chat. It's called like The Cultural Exchange at the Arcade. I will not finish that series. That is one that I dropped. I realized the character's ages in that show and I dropped it. Yeah, I'm slowly getting through One Piece, but I am going through One Piece. So let's see if these players keep the hands. I think there's a Doc Q in the Teach's hand. He's opting to keep. Ooh, no, I haven't watched Classroom of the Elite, but I've read the first 4 novels. I read the light novels for Classroom of the Elite, and I own the first 18, I think. I think I own the first 18 light novels, like into year 2. But I've only read like 4 of them so far. And I like the novels. I like the light novels. I don't know anything about the anime, but I like the light novels. Overlord, I've read a volume. I think I've read 2 volumes of the Overlord light novels, and I like that. So Teach going first in this game, playing My Era Begins, gets a Lafitte off of there, pitching 2 Tempest Kicks. It's a little tough. The Gecko on 2 might go ahead play this Cerberus, right? Just a chum blocker Cerberus right here. And if they decide to utilize any removal on this turn, the Cerberus is going to feel pretty good on the trade, I feel like. Yeah, the Blackbeard sleeves are so clean. He's been playing a lot of Blackbeard, so makes sense. You know, he jumps into it. Is going to swing 6 at lead, and Gecko taking the first life. The Dot Q coming down, and now utilizing the no on play effects, pitches the Van Augur. So now onto the Gecko's turn. The Cerberus lives. Now on 4 is going to go ahead and use a leader effect, pitching a Ryuma, and that Ryuma probably coming down onto the field. It's going to be up to the Gecko, or I'm sorry, the Teach to take it. Now, this is a pretty reasonable situation, I feel like, for the Teach to answer at 5 Dawn, because if he has something like another Van Augur on the field or a 5-drop Kuzan, and there's that 5-drop Kuzan, going to be able to get the Van Augur out onto the field that you pitched off your leader effect before, and with the Dot Q, you're going to be able to use that effect to KO it. So is going to do exactly that, and that's exactly what you want to do in this matchup as Blackbeard. But still has to use leader effect and maybe attack on this turn. Is going to use the leader effect on the Lafitte, and now swinging 5 at lead. Just going to ask for another card in hand on this Gecko, and Absalom is what's coming down. So now Gecko moving to the 6 Dawn turn. So swings at that Dot Q, is going to take that KO and draw a card for the Dot Q on KO effect. Is going to go ahead and, is he using leader effect? I think he is. Swinging 6 at the Van Augur, is going to go ahead, bring Ryuma right back onto the field. And a counter of Jesus Burgess is there. The Hina comes down just to make the board a little bit wider at this point. So still with that Van Augur on the field, is going to be able to clear the Ryuma, I think, a ton. But Hina probably going to stay. And there goes that 7-cost Blackbeard. The 7-cost Blackbeard basically being a jack in this deck is going to be able to remove that Ryuma right in any 3-cost on the field. So it doesn't even have to do cost minusing on the Hina next turn if they want to remove that. Passes off the turn after the swing. The Gecko, probably every single turn, right, is just going to bring that Ryuma right back. Just force the Teach player to really focus on it. So is going to swing 6 at the Van Augur right here, just trying to ask a card out of hand, and is going to get that KO with the on KO effect, drawing 1. And so now swinging 6 at lead, using leader effect once again. Still has 4 Dawn after this. So could be in a situation where they play something like Rebecca, I think, at this point. So now is going to take the life. Dr. Hogback coming in and just swarming the board again. So now at, is he at 9 Dawn now, I believe? Yeah, because he played Blackbeard last turn. So at 9 Dawn, is going to go ahead, swing 7. We'll see if he swings 7 at the Hina. It looks like he is, so maybe he has some cost minusing to be able to utilize, and is going to use the Tempest Kick, is at 10 cards in the trash with the Tempest Kick, so is going to -3. The Ryuma and the Blackbeard clears it. A 6-drop blocker Kuzan comes down onto the field, and so now using leader effect to get rid of what looks like the Burgess, right? If this Kuzan gets KO'd, right, the on KO effect is going to be able to bring back a Burgess onto the field, which is going to be very nice. This Blackbeard, honestly, Blackbeard looks like to be in a really good spot, right? Establishing that 7 cost and a Kuzan on top of that with still at 3 life and a healthy hand size. The Gecko looking like they're running out of cards in hand on this 10 Dawn turn. Only 4 cards in hand at this point, it looks like. Maybe 5. I think 5. Does not have on play effects. So the Rebecca in hand, only going to be a blocker that costs 4 Dawn. It's not going to get any extra value off of it. is really thinking about what they want to do. Remember, the Blackbeard as well, the 7-drop has that on KO effect of being able to put a black card back into hand. Might be a thing where he cycles the 7-drop Blackbeard, right, if it were to leave the field of play through a KO, whether that's on attack or by effect. I don't think Red Rock's going to get hit. I don't think Red Rock is abused as much as Rygo was. Although they effectively like do the same thing. The problem with Rygo is that there were several decks utilizing that, like 4 of in the deck, whereas Red Rock is really just like a 1 or 2 of in most all decks that it's played in. So I don't think, even though they effectively do the same thing, they don't have the same impact on the meta, in my opinion. So he's going to go ahead and swing 10 at the Blackbeard and does not use leader effect to get the Ryuma out. Might be in a situation where they use the Tempest Kick to draw one and then also play the Rebecca. So ends up blocking that one and gets the Burgess on the field. The Burgess is, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 8,000 power, I think, because of the 12 in trash. And so now Dr. Hogback going in and swing. He's just trying to get in and swing at these bodies right now. So ends up pitching a 2K, 1K to get out of the swing and passes off the turn. Yeah, no full lead stage. He'd love to see it, but I think he's still in a pretty good position. So yes, I was right. 8,000 power at this point. Yeah, I try to answer your questions, Axios, or anybody in chat. So now swings at that Hogback, 7,000 power, is going to get the KO. Looking pretty good right now for the Blackbeard. Still has 8 Dawn to work with. Is going to attach one, swing, I believe, 8,000 power at lead. Might have been 9. I got to refresh myself on the Blackbeard. And so now another 9,000 power swing and the 5-drop Kuzan coming in. The 5-drop Kuzan going to be nice. Using that effect immediately to get out another Burgess and drew a full lead, but ends up using the Caribou instead and leader effect on the full lead. So now I believe the Burgesses are at 9,000 power each. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so only plus 3,000 power at this point. So what do you do now if you're the Gecko? The 7-drop Blackbeard is still up and running, especially with a blocker on the field. So you don't have the on-play effects. The Blackbeard only having about 2 cards in hand right now. Both players just trying to starve each other out. But with these Burgesses on field, they're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. So, honestly, not looking great for the Gecko, in my opinion. Yeah, Sussy, I don't think it's a good spot right now. Because especially with the 4 swings that are coming in, like your best play, honestly, right now is like just drop some blockers, but then those can get easily removed, right, with a simple black hole. Yeah, Fratty, he's 2-0 right now. He's I don't think he's going to hit 3-0, but he's 2-0. It's been very exciting to watch. Beat a Rob Luchi last round. Beat OP03 Ace and OP07 Rob Luchi. So Gecko swinging 7 and using leader effect, going to be 4 Dawn's worth, is going to utilize that Tempest Kick and now play out a 4 cost or less. We'll see what he plays. Could be Absalom, could be Perona, could be Dr. Hogback, and it looks like it is going to be a Perona as the Teach takes that life. Is going to go ahead with a Hogback and Cerberus combo, just trying to spray out the field. It's interesting, Arc Shredder. He was never able to play double Ryuma, but he was able to play Ryuma pretty much like every single turn at the beginning of the game, which was nice. It was just that Teach just had the response, the removal every single turn. So the 5K swing is going to go ahead, take that, ends up blocking with the Cerberus, and so now, unless he swings with Caribou, will not lose the game. Could still swing with it. Is going to swing with the Blackbeard. I think he's going to swing with the Caribou, chat. Oh, no, is not going to swing with the Caribou now. Is just going to go ahead with a 10-drop Blackbeard. Go ahead and make sure one of those characters cannot attack. Doesn't matter. They're both the same amount of power. But kind of putting the not sure how you're going to win this one. The one to the left of the Moria, what is the character all the way to the left of the Moria? Are you talking about the Dr. Hogback? There's going from top to bottom on the Gecko side, right, of the characters. It's the 4-cost Perona and the 4-drop Dr. Hogback. So Gecko just scooping it up, sees the writing on the wall, says, you know what, I got nothing in this 2-card hand. So that is the game. Teach going 3-0 right now. I'll see if there's another round. Let's see. Let me text Tony. Yeah, it was Perona. It was the alternate art of Perona, the original alternate art. Pivoted to Luchi. Yeah, I think PRBO2 is going to make it cool. I think PRBO2 is going to be really nice for the Gecko deck, for sure. But it's really tough playing against Teach for black removal decks. Because you can't, like, because Teach kind of negates all of your on plays, which are so important to be able to KO stuff. Same with the anime. I'll trust you on that. I'll trust you on that because I'm not that far. I'm not in Thriller Bark or wherever Blackbeard is. But I do know a little bit of a spoiler that that Blackbeard is Marshall D. Teach. Yeah, I am, Soul. Been practicing a little bit every day with the Rosinante. I'm going to next weekend, chat. I'm going to be playing in the Friday Treasure Cup for Play TCG. I'm going to be playing a different Rosinante build than the Fishman build. Maybe. Actually, no, I might play the Fishman build there because the build that I'm thinking of has slight changes. The non-Fishman build. The non-Fishman build that I'm thinking of in 12 has some changes to it when 12 releases because it uses some of the green OP12 cards. But the Fishman version, I don't know if that really changes too much. I'm not sure if it does. Let me check one thing, chat, real quick. Let me check one thing. Let me type BRB right here. Yeah. That's who you might be playing normally. I mean, I've played a little bit of Rosinante for I've played Rosinante a little bit before I decided for the Last Chance qualifier to play it, and I really enjoy it. Like, I think it's a super fun deck to play, and as you're saying, so like a super unique leader ability. Counter for Teach. Buggy is really, really bad matchup. Yeah, but I'm not worried about Buggy. Like, honestly, for the last chance qualifier, I am not worried about Buggy. Because Buggy, although is a viable deck, right? Even though it is a viable deck, I can't beat every single deck in the meta. And so if I try to tech my deck out for Buggy, I'll lose points in more impactful matchups like blue purple Luffy, green purple Luffy, you know, like stuff like that. So I'd rather just take the loss to Buggy so then I can keep beating the other decks, you know? So I'm not worried about Buggy in the last chance qualifier. If I play against one and it beats me, all right, whatever. Unlucky. But I would be shocked to play against more than one Buggy in the last chance qualifier. Yo, what up, almighty Santana? Aggressive decks counter teach. Aggressive decks counter teach. So like anything with rush, right? Something like PRBO01 Sanji destroys teach. I have a video on the channel from when I played, I think it was in an Eggman tournament. I played PRBO01 Sanji when Teach first came out in OP09. And I ended up beating the Teach with 5 life left as the Sanji. No, actually the tournament's over, chat. That was the last round of the tournament. That was the last round. We don't have too many people in here today. I think we only have 10, 11, and the pair down ended up losing. A lot of people are just getting ready for like, a lot of people are just getting ready for OP12. They don't want to play OP11. But what's up, Junesby? Yeah, and Bello Betty makes it tough too, because like even though they don't get the on-play effects, right? Being able to like use the activate main on the Ivankov to cheat out a body, being able to maybe have some trigger bodies, being able to buff up all those characters and have the rush for like the Inazuma is just so big. It's so crazy. It was really cool. We watched a lot of Gecko Moria gameplay, like the leader, Junesby. So, chat, if you are just coming in, or maybe you missed a round or two, you can check out the VOD here on the channel. Whether you're on Twitch or YouTube, you can watch the VOD for any of the matches that you missed. But I will chat in the Discord server. In the Discord server, I'll try to get the Gecko list because some of you were asking about it. If you want to join the Discord server over on Twitch, you can do !Discord. And if you're on YouTube, you can just go to the link in the description of this VOD or live stream, whatever you're watching as. But yeah, chat, that's going to be it for the tournament. That was all the rounds. Thank you so much for coming. Remember, chat, do not forget, on Saturday, I have the wrong page up. Tomorrow, chat, tomorrow, before I talk about Saturday, tomorrow we have a YouTube video coming out on the channel where I rank all the rogue decks in OP12. So make sure you tune into that. That's going to be 7 a.m. Pacific time that this drops. So when you wake up in the morning, before you start your afternoon, right, this video is going to drop. Please watch. And then on Saturday, we are having a live stream on the channel. We are hosting a tournament here at this card shop that we're streaming from. We are streaming a tournament where every single card is unbanned. Every single card is legal. Moby Dick, Sakazuki, Reject, Red Purple Law, Kabaji, Gecko Moria. It's all unbanned. We're going to be streaming it here on the channel. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a really cool tournament. I'm really excited for it. And yeah, chat, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the tournament. And again, in the Discord, I will be posting the Gecko list probably here in the next like 30 minutes or so. I'm going to try to get it before I leave for you guys. Anyways, chat. Oh, yo, Jamie, greetings. Hope you're having fun over in, is it, I think it's Chile. is how you pronounce it. Maybe. Hopefully. Or else I'm silly. Anyways, thank you so much, chat. I'll see you later.